Here it is. To introduce our next guest, we really need a calculator. The numbers are amazing.
All right, albums.
68.
Number of years in show business.
47.
Number of years in the charts. Ready for this?
22 years.
Number of songs on his new triple CD album.
73.
Number of hit singles.
121.
Number of lines on his face.
None. It can only be...
Sir Cliff Richard!
Thank you so much. Am I here? Yeah.
Now, a moment ago, we met Pauline, who makes chocolate models.
I've been watching.
And she's made one of you. They are Chocolate Cliff. That's
Look
your...
at that. That's lineless. I'm not smiling anymore.
We will hand that to you later, because we keep it out here, it might melt, so we pass it that way.
Is the frame chocolate as well, then?
Yeah, no, I don't think the frame is, but the...
Oh, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it looks like...
It is as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's got my nail print in it there now.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
As long as you've got your own nail on your finger, though,
Yes.
it's all right.
Cliff, you will know, we all know over the years you get things printed in the papers about you. What's all that? Now, last week it was reported in one of the papers that you and Olivia Newton-John were in America, I think it was New York, not sure.
Oh, yes.
And you splashed out £6,000 on lunch.
That's what they said.
And
it's totally crap. I think they may have got muddled somewhere, because last year Olivia very kindly came to this thing I throw every year at the Hampton Court Palace for my tennis foundation, and she very kindly came and sang with me, and we raised some money, and we put ourselves up for auction, you know, as you do. And we'd said, anybody that wants to have lunch or dinner with Cliff and Olivia in Los Angeles, please put your bids in now. And Lord and Lady Ashcroft bought it. Well, we couldn't get our dates figured out for LA. And then I phoned them and said, look, I know that Olivia's going to be in New York, and so am I for these 3 or 4 days. Can you get over to New York and we'll have lunch in New York? So we did. But he paid £12,000 to do that. Now, whether they got muddled up and called
that's what's happened.
Yeah, because in fact, the bill was $633.85, and that includes the tip. Now, this is not a cheap meal, but it was definitely not £6,000.
No, it's ridiculous.
So it's a bit ridiculous.
You could do, because you only eat one meal a day, apparently, so you can do that now, but that is a bit silly.
Now, we know you have your own line in perfume, and you have your wine as well.
Yeah.
But you've also gone into the hotel business.
The what business?
The hotel business.
Oh, well, yes, I have. I went into
The odd
partnership.
hotel. We're not talking Monopoly here, we're talking about a real one.
Oh, no, just one real hotel in Manchester.
Yes.
The Aurora International. Surinder Arora is a friend of mine, and he's really successful in the hotel business. And for years that I've known him, he said to me, why don't you come in on one of the... I said, I don't know anything about hotels. He said, it doesn't matter, it'll be fun. Well,
And has it been?
It has been, especially as it's doing really well.
How many rooms you got?
141 rooms. And it's been really... He warned me that maybe for a year we wouldn't sell out at all.
But you've been winning awards and things already.
Nominated for awards,
Nominated.
but we didn't win them. It was probably good not to win it. It was a bit too soon. 6 months open and being nominated was really nice, but not winning means we can urge all the staff on and say, look, we've got to win this award and we've got something to work to.
Has this hotel got a Cliff Richard theme throughout it? Or...
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, somebody stayed.
Oh, my God.
Have you stayed there? Have you pinched anything from the rooms?
Don't believe that.
I think there are 6 rooms of the 100. I mean, when we talked about it, I said, please, just not do the whole hotel like this, because a lot of people staying there might be absolutely, you know, not happy. So we just did six rooms. I think the best one is the Heathcliff room. Did you stay that one? Yes. Is that thing still up there, what I wore, the costume I wore? Oh, good, 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 because there's not another one. There ain't another one like it.
It's in a frame, is it, or something like that?
Yeah, and we did a summer holiday room with all the posters and some of the
right.
pictures from stills, and I wrote little silly
Well,
remarks.
good luck with that. If I come up there and get a discount on my room...
Absolutely.
Like you need
Absolutely.
one.
Well,
You don't need
if nurses
one.
can get 10% for that, I can get 5% for that.
No, we do 10%, but we usually add it on.
Oh, thanks a lot.
For those who can afford. Now, you've never been the sort of rock star who trashes hotel rooms, but is it true that you were, in 1971, you were refused admittance to Singapore?
I was.
But why? What had you done there that was so...
Nothing at all. My hair was too long.
No.
Oh, I did have long hair, didn't I? I used to have it definitely down to the shoulders a bit. And they were trying to get rid of the whole drug thing. They had a big drug problem there. And they just, I mean, obviously the people who had come through and sold the drugs were very hippie-looking characters. Now, it's a bit much to to label everybody the same, but they just said, no, we're not going to have anybody with long hair in the place. They did get rid of the drug problem, though. So, in a way, I can't blame it, but I felt quite good about it, really, because I felt like a real rebel. You know, Cliff banned from Singapore. In fact, they took my passport away, and I could only collect it when I left the next day. They just let me stay the night, and then that was it.
You being banned, the only bands you've had, which I don't understand, is something like Radio 1. I've never understood the attitude of Radio 1, how they can say that certain music is uncool. I mean, I like to think I'm not sycophantic. This is a fact. You're the only person in the entire world that's had hits in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. Well, if that isn't cool, I never did hear what was cool. So how do you feel about all that nonsense?
It's something I'm kind of over, really. I mean, it was a painful process to go through to realise that part of your life has been taken away. But in a way, you know, things change. So I have to change with it. I have to find... If I'm not recording the right things, I'll have to record other things, because obviously it's much harder to get a brand new album. My album, Something's Going On, which I recorded in Nashville, was all brand new songs. It's much harder to get folks to listen to a song like that and decide. You can't decide sometimes on one hearing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have to make albums where perhaps you already know all the songs. You know, Rod Stewart's albums are wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I bought that album. I bought 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's made 4 now.
4, yeah.
On hearing one song. Because when I think it was, It Had to Be You, he did one of these wonderful old songs, and I thought, what if the album's full of that? I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the answer for people like
I don't
me.
think people would want... I don't think they want you to completely change what's been so successful for so long, running back to something. I don't think you need to run. I think they'll come to you. They're going to keep on coming to you.
Well, I hope so. I'd like to keep recording. I know there was another story that came out from an interview I did here in this very studio, not on front of television, but to press. And halfway through the interview, fireworks went off on the Thames, and we couldn't hear each other. We said, I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. And they said, you can't hear what you're saying. So we stopped. But unfortunately, I'd got as far as saying, I'm not going to waste my time making records that no one listens to. And then we stopped. So they said he was going to stop recording. What I was going to say was what I've just said. There are lots of other things I can record that people will listen to.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hear one of those after the break when we return with Cliff. More from Cliff, more about the album and one of the songs. See you then. Bye.
Still to come.
Talking with Cliff Richard.
Now, the new album's called the Platinum Collection.
Yes.
73 tracks.
Yeah.
Are they old? They're all older
Yeah,
hits?
they've all been in the top 20 over the last 47 years. And
Amazing.
it was going to be a single CD, but obviously when they tried to cram all this stuff on, they couldn't make it work. But EMI have done a really good job packaging it. I think it looks very nice, and considering they kind of own me, musically they own me.
We've got it.
Have you got it already?
We've got it. I've got one as well.
But I think they've done a really nice job of the packaging, and it's one of those things where they kind of own my musical life entirely, and they have the right to just release them whenever they want. But they're really good because they always get in touch and say, what about this, what about that? Yeah. And they've asked me to...
That's nice when they do that.
It is very good. They're keeping me in touch with things, and they're letting me
So they
choose
should.
photographs.
I'm not really... You sound so
But they have the
grateful
rights to it.
They have the rights to do...
It's incredible. It always astonishes me that
They can
about
do whatever
the
they
music
like.
industry.
But they
You don't
That's
actually
what's so
own your
nice.
own...
Yeah.
Yeah. But Christmas single? Are we going to have a Christmas single?
No. There's
No?
73... There's 73 Christmas singles on there.
And you don't want to
Are
get...
they happy
waiting.
about it?
He doesn't want to have to get in competition with Andy Park, does he, that fellow?
No.
Have to do that.
Now, we've got to ask you, because you always look the same. Do you have a fitness regime, a health and fitness regime to keep yourself looking
Tennis.
fantastic?
Well, tennis is the game I play most of the time when I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
I'm usually my fittest after a tour. I may be tired, but I'm usually pretty fit, because when you're on a tour, you have a set pattern to the day. You know every day between 12 and 2, you can definitely go and play some tennis, so I do. And that's been very good for me, I must admit. But I am one of these lucky people. I mean, I started diets years and years ago, and I found that now I can, if I eat wisely, without going on a too crazy a diet, I don't put any weight on, and that's really all I can ask. I don't want to get thinner, but I don't want to get fatter.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of right smack in the middle now, and I'm
you've
fine.
got it right.
You've got a tour coming up next year, haven't you?
Yeah.
They all know. When is it?
Hello, campers.
That's right, they camp outside.
Did some of you camp out? Mind you, when they went to Wembley, the Wembley Stadium is where we're going to kick it off, and they had such a cushy time. Oh, come on. They almost built a new stadium for you to sit under.
What about? I heard that you've actually gone along to these queues because they camp literally days, don't they? Sometimes
Yeah,
in
sometimes.
sub-zero temperatures.
6 nights outside a venue.
Yeah.
My goodness me, that's
And
dedication.
do you go along with soup and bread rolls like the Salvation Army?
Well, there was one year where we sent someone down to fry some eggs and things like that. They sort of fried breakfast for them. But some of the ladies, they've got very understanding husbands because sometimes the husbands come and sit in while they go and shampoo off.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
it's
it's
great.
so
That is unique in
fantastic.
itself.
Well,
Now-
I don't know about unique, but it's special. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's special. It's really lovely. Now, we've got some Cliff trivia. OK, and your fans probably know this, but is it true that the first time you sang, you were performing as a rodent? You were dressed as a rodent. Is that correct, ladies?
What were
They
you?
don't- I'm not sure if they know.
Yes, it's true.
What was
What
it?
were you? What
Because
were you doing?
I was playing Ratty in Toad of Toad Hall in my school.
How old were you?
I was 34.
Yeah.
No, I was, let me see, I'd have been about 15. 15, I'd never sung on stage, but my drama teacher said, well, I'm afraid a character sings, you're going to have to sing. Yeah. So I did, was it? Down among the backwaters through the rust. So ducks are a-dabbling, up tails all... So, that was
If
my...
you recorded that, that would be a hit again. Now, you recently, not unveiled, but you cut the ribbon on a block of flats for senior citizens in Cheshunt.
Yeah, well, I lived in Cheshunt, and then I suddenly got this message saying they've built this block of apartments, and because it's Cheshunt, they wanted to call it Cliff Richard Court.
Aww.
And so they invited me up to open it, and I couldn't make it the first time because something happened on the M25, and I couldn't get out of our estate. So we postponed it onto a day when I was really busy that day anyway. So I flashed in there, did the opening ceremony, had a lot of pictures taken with them all, and they're very nice little apartments. And I hope people will be very happy. But I feel thrilled that they've got a place in Cheshunt called Cliff Richard Court.
It's
It's
cool,
lovely.
very
It's better than
cool.
the one that's in Purley for senior citizens called Pearly Gates. Isn't it? It's absolutely
She'll be
true.
happy. I know. Do you know Pearly Gates?
Yes, of course, the singer.
Yes.
Now, we know you've got a home in Barbados. Well, it's not a home, it's a little shack on the beach. and occasionally you rent it out.
I never rent it out.
Well, I just wonder, any chance you could squeeze Mel and her husband and me and Jodie and the kids in over Christmas? I mean,
No.
Don't blame you. Good answer.
but you're going to sing for us anyway in a minute.
I am, yeah.
Right, okie doke. And what are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to do one of the songs from the album. It's called The Best of Me.
Okay. Well, we always see that every time we see you. Cliff Richard.
Thank you.
Back in a moment. And it's going to spin the wheel for us. In a minute. Not yet, not yet.
All right, yes, so Cliff, you're going to spin. That's great. You're going to spin for us in a moment. So someone could win up to £5,000. So yesterday we asked you this question.
Yeah. Antiques expert David Dickinson is famous for which catchphrase? A, cheap as chips. B, good game. C, didn't they do well?
The answer was, of course, cheap as chips, and the caller who answered the question correctly and was selected by our computer was Josie from Walsall, and she's on the line now. Hello, Josie.
Hi, Mel. Hi, Dave.
You all right, Josie? Nice to have you on the phone.
Now,
It's not that bad, is it? You know, without all sorts like that.
I love that accent. I lived up there for a while, so I just love it.
now,
you?
yeah, we've given you £500.
That's yours, but a spin of the wheel could improve it. Well, wherever it lands, if Cliff is lucky for you, you could land double, treble, maybe the £5,000 slot. So, it's up to
However,
you.
if you land on Desi's lunchbox, you could win potluck mystery prize, which could be something wonderful or something not so wonderful.
Well, before you make up your mind, the boy's going to give it a spin. Go,
Go on,
Cliff.
Cliff.
Josie, do you want a fast spin or a slow
A
spin?
real...
With you, please, with the slow
A real big one. OK, here we go.
That's a goodie.
Come on.
It's going to head for the 5,000. Oh!
It's treble.
It's still a treble, which is what...
Treble is good.
Sir Cliff is going to get ready, get on the march. He'll be singing for us in a moment. Thank you, Sir Cliff.
Thank you. OK, now, Josie, you've landed on treble, so what do you want to do? You want to take your £500 or do you want to gamble it and maybe get £1,500? It's up to you.
Well, I'll be very happy with the 500, please, Mel.
What are you going to do?
No, I'll take the 500.
You're going to... Everybody's playing it safe
Well,
this
it's getting
week
near
because it's getting near
Christmas.
Christmas. That's up to you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Josie.
Okay,
Can I just
thank you,
ask you the...
Mel. Bye.
Can I... Oh, you're going, because I just wanted to ask you just this question,
Yes.
see if you knew it.
This was the one you would have had to
would've
play
won.
for 1,500 for.
Jenny Frost is currently in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but which girl band was she associated with?
I don't know.
You did
so
the right
I think it
thing.
was Atomic Kitten.
Oh, well, I didn't know.
Well, that's
Wonderful.
good. Enjoy the money.
Thank you very much.
Now what have you got the money?
Yes. Now,
Bird in the hand is
absolutely.
better than one above.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Now, a reminder, if you want to take part in tomorrow's Spinner Winner with its top prize of £5,000, all you have to do is correctly answer this question.
Ronan Keating was the lead singer of which boy band? A, Boyzone, B, Busted, C, Take That.
To enter by phone, just call 09012 933 933. To enter by text, simply text today, followed by your answer A, B or C to 63337.
Entry costs £1, and remember, lines close at 5 p.m.
Time now for music from Sir Cliff. His new album is called The Platinum Collection, and he's here to sing a track called The Best of Me. It's Sir Cliff Richard!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. The man, Cliff.
Fantastic,
Who
thank
was
you.
Jim Owen, don't go away.